Okay, students, welcome to Chemistry Online. In previous class, we discussed proteins. Proteins. Structure of proteins is over. In this class, we are going to discuss the topic which is related to proteins only. That is denaturation of proteins. Denaturation of proteins. Okay, it is important topic. Denaturation of proteins. See, denaturation of proteins. What is the denaturation of proteins? Means breaking of protein chain and a loss of its biological activity. Breaking of protein structure or protein chain and simultaneously loss of its biological activity is called denaturation of proteins. See here, for example, it is a protein which having amino acids ALA, alanine, GLY, ALA, GLY, LEU, isoleucine ILU, next cysteine, next ARG, next ALA, next ZLY, next ILE, LEU, next CYS, next ARG, next LEU, next ILE, next GLU. So it is a protein. So these words are not visible, no problem. So these are three letters symbol I am giving to protein. For example, alanine ALA, glutamic acid GLU, like that. These words are not visible means no problem. So it is a protein chain. So it is a protein chain. It is a protein chain. What is the denaturation of protein? Denaturation of proteins means breaking this chain, simultaneously loss of its biological activity. Breaking the chain of a protein. So breaking the organic chain of protein and simultaneously loss of biological activity. Biological activity is known as denaturation. is known as a denaturation. Understand? Breaking the organic chain of protein simultaneously loss of biological activity is known as denaturation. Understand? So it is the polypeptide chain of protein. On breaking this, denaturation can be done. So how denaturation can be done means it can be done by, so it can be done by change in its temperature, change in the temperature, change in the temperature, and at the same time by change pH value, by change pH value. It can be done by change in the temperature and change in its pH value. So on denaturation, secondary and tertiary structures can be destroyed, but primary structure can be in contact. Okay, on denaturation of proteins, secondary tertiary structure of the proteins can be destroyed and primary structure remains contact. Okay, so on denaturation, secondary structure comma tertiary structures secondary comma tertiary structures destroys, but primary structure remain intact. Okay, see here example, denaturation may be reversible and irreversible. Okay, it is reversible and irreversible also. It is reversible and irreversible. For example, coagulation of egg white on boiling, means boiled egg. What happened on boiling the egg? The liquid can be precipitated. So that is nothing but a coagulation of egg white on boiling. That is nothing but a boiled egg. So here coagulation of egg white on boiling, coagulation of egg white on boiling. Okay, so it is not reversible. Once egg on boiling, it can't be brings its initial position. So that is example 1. Then one more example, curdling of milk. So what happened? On heating, milk converts into curd. So what I mean to say, milk having more proteins, on heating milk, so that can be destroys, protein can be less in curd. So on comparing to milk and curd, proteins are more in milk, so proteins are less in curd. So curdling of milk. So curdling of milk, converting milk into curd is nothing but a curdling of milk. So curd contains less impurities, so that is nothing but irreversible reactions of denaturation. Okay, so this is the way we will discuss denaturation of reactions. So some denaturation of reactions may be reversible and irreversible. Here we discussed irreversible denaturation reactions. Okay, so this is the way. Denaturation means so breaking the organic chain of protein simultaneously. Loss of biological activity is known as denaturation. So protein on destroying the protein structure and its biological activity also simultaneously destroys. The nature, the process of destroying the structure of the protein and its biological activity is called denaturation of proteins. It is briefly about proteins. Okay, now we are going to discuss one more biomolecules is nothing but nucleic acids. Okay, see, now we are going to discuss. Next we are going to discuss about nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. See, first of all, know what are nucleic acids. See here, if you take generations from old generation to new generation, some characteristics are transferred from one generation to another generation. That is called heredity. Transmitting characters from one generation to next is called heredity. Heredity is due to living nucleus in the living cell. Heredity is due to nucleus in the living cell. The nucleus contains particles. The nucleus contains particles are called chromosomes. The nucleus contains particles are called chromosomes. Chromosomes contains both proteins and nucleic acids. So what I mean to say, transmitting characters from one generation to next generation by chromosomes with proteins is called nucleic acids. So what I mean to say, first of all, heredity. So here first heredity. What is heredity means? Transmitting characters characters from one generation to next. Okay, is known as heredity. Is known as heredity. Okay, heredity is due to nucleus in the living cell. Heredity is due to nucleus in living cell. Okay, the nucleus in the living cell contains chromosomes. Okay, nucleus in the living cell the particles present in the nucleus in the living cell, particles in the nucleus of living cell are called chromosomes. Okay, what I mean to say, chromosomes contains proteins and nucleic acids. Then chromosomes is equal to proteins plus nucleic acids. Understand? So nucleic acids are two types which causes so what I mean to say, nucleic acids means which transmitting characters from one generation to next are called nucleic acids. Two types of nucleic acids we have. RNA and DNA. Two types of nucleic acids. Okay, the first one is DNA and second one is RNA. DNA means deoxyribose nucleic acid. Deoxyribose nucleic acid. RNA means ribose nucleic acid. So DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA means ribose nucleic acid. Okay, we are going to discuss briefly DNA and RNA. Understand nucleic acids means? This is the way. So it is maybe belongs to botany or zoology, I don't know. So for BPC students, they may easily understand this topic comparing to MPC. Okay, so myself also MPC background. So on reading this topic, you may get it. So this is nucleic acids. How many types of nucleic acids we have? Deoxyribose nucleic acid and ribose nucleic acid. So now we are going to discuss RNA and DNA. Okay, so now we are going to discuss. Okay, we will discuss one side DNA and one side RNA. Okay, see here DNA. So here DNA means deoxyribose nucleic acid. So first of all, you know who revealed this. DNA is revealed by Watson and Crick. So here it was revealed by Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick. Okay, so here on hydrolysis DNA, it gives beta D2 deoxyribose nitrogenous base and phosphoric acid. Okay, see here on hydrolysis DNA, so DNA plus H2O gives rise to beta D2 deoxyribose beta D2 deoxyribose plus phosphoric acid plus base nitrogenous base. Got it, students? DNA on hydrolysis beta D to deoxyribose phosphoric acid nitrogenous base. Okay, see here. See here, it contains two types of bases, pyrimidine and purine. In DNA, bases are, here we contains base na, nitrogenous base na. So bases are pyrimidine. What are the bases? Pyrimidine, comma purine. Pyrimidine and purine are nitrogenous bases. Pyrimidine contains again two bases. Okay, see, in pyrimidine, thymine, comma cytosine are present. Okay, these two bases in pyrimidine, thymine, cytosine are present. Okay, then you see in purine, guanine, comma adenine, okay, are present. Okay, these are nitrogenous bases. Okay, so here in pyrimidine, thymine, cytosine are present. In purine, guanine, adenine are present in our DNA. Okay, next you have to know anhydral. They know means here between the bases a quantitative relationship can be exist on hydrolysis. Quantitative relationship, quantitative relation between bases when hydrolyzed. Okay, understand? On hydrolysis DNA between the bases a quantitative relationship can be exist. See here, quantitative relation between the bases when hydrolyzed. Okay, so here DNA having double stranded helix structure. So that is nothing but a double stranded structure. We may say DNA having double strands. See, like this, double strands. Okay, so here like this double strands DNA having. Next, so here DNA consisting two strands, DNA having two strands. The structure is double stranded helix structure. So structure is double strands helix, structure. Double strands helix structure. Okay, like this. So you have to draw this from your textbook. So this is about DNA. Okay. So DNA consisting double strands. So structure is a double strands helix structure. Okay. So this is about DNA. So it was revealed by Watson and Crick. So on hydrolysis, DNA gives beta deoxyribose, phosphoric acid and nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous bases means pyrimidine and purine. Two types of nitrogenous bases we have. Pyrimidine contains thymine, cytosine, and purine contains guanine, adenine. Okay. So here quantitative relationship between bases when hydrolyzed. Bases on DNA on hydrolyzed, then a quantitative relationship between bases in DNA. In RNA, no quantitative relationship. Okay. So here DNA having double strands, RNA having single strand. So it is a double strands helix structure, that is a hairpin like a structure. Okay. So this is briefly about DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So it is a beta. So two types of sugars we have, alpha and beta. Okay. Next D means dextro, R means L means levo, dextro and levo. It is a dextro, 2-deoxyribose. Okay. So here it is about DNA. It is about DNA. Next we will discuss about RNA, ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid. So time is going to be finished, students. In next class we will discuss about RNA. Okay.